Good evening, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my small perfume collection. So if you guys have already seen my most recent perfume collection video, you may want to click out because this might be a little bit repetitive, but I know that there might be some new people here who maybe haven't seen any of my perfume content, and I myself really like looking and seeing people's small collections of things or people's collections of things, whether it be skincare, makeup, perfumes, shoes, handbags, whatever it is. And I also was able to get rid of one more perfume since the last time I did an updated collection video, and I'm just really excited that I can finally sort of say this is my small collection. And I've just been really loving my perfumes lately and getting so much use out of them, and it just feels really, really good to have minimized it. And I just wanted to share with you today some of my most reached for and different layering combinations and stuff like that. So just a really chill drink coffee with me and let's talk about perfumes a little bit. And if you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Alithia, and on this channel we do talk a little bit about fragrance. We also do a lot of minimalism, decluttering, home decor, organization. I really love self-care. I really love makeup. I really love just keeping a clean, organized home, and I also really like balancing sort of that clean, peaceful home life, but also with some other things that I really enjoy in life. So if that sounds like this might be your cup of tea or your vibe, definitely consider subscribing. And with that out of the way, let's get started in today's video. Alright guys, so I'm just going to go in order of the perfumes I've had in my collection the longest because there is really no order in terms of perfumes I like better than others. I do have kind of my favorites, but at this point I absolutely love all the fragrances that are in my collection. So this is VIKTOR and ROLF FLOWERBOMB, very popular perfume. This is a very sweet, warm, floral fragrance. It has notes of tea, bergamot, osmanthus, orchid, jasmine, rose, freesia, African orange flower, patchouli, musk, and vanilla. Like I said, this is just such a beautiful, sweet, warm fragrance. It's very floral. This is probably the sweetest perfume I have out of my entire collection. As I've been getting a little bit older, I feel like this perfume is becoming sweeter and sweeter over the years, but I still love it just as much as I did on day one, and this fragrance just never disappoints. It's such a great all-around kind of any occasion perfume. This could be a signature scent. I like to wear this on dates. This is just a perfume that I put on when I just don't know what to wear and I just want to smell good. It's just kind of like a foolproof, fail-safe, easy grab-and-go perfume that I've been wearing for 7 or 8 years now. This used to be my signature scent back in the day. This was actually the very first expensive designer perfume that I ever purchased myself. I mean, I used to wear perfume when I was younger in my early 20s, but I kind of took a hiatus where I didn't really wear as much perfume, and then when I kind of got back into it and had empty bottles and nothing left, this was like my first kind of expensive designer fragrance that I invested in. It was really expensive, but I fell in love with it, and I still absolutely love this one. So yeah, I'm really glad that I've decluttered my perfumes and got them down to a smaller number because I want to use these bottles up. They're expensive, they do have a shelf life, they don't last forever, and I just think it's always a shame when we don't wear our best things and our favorite things because we just have too many things. So yeah, whittling down my collection and kind of figuring out what my absolute faves were has been really eye-opening for me, and it's been really nice. And I'm starting to finally feel like, you know, I have a curated collection that kind of speaks to me and suits me. So yeah, that is the first one in my collection, VIKTOR and ROLF FLOWERBOMB, oldie but a goodie. I will always have FLOWERBOMB in my collection. All right, the next perfume, you guys, is Mon Guerlain from Guerlain. This is a hugely popular fragrance. It has a cult following at this point, and this is one of my absolute favorite scents of all time. It's absolutely stunning. It's very feminine. It's very pretty. It's very beautiful. It's soft. It's elegant. It's easy. It's just such a beautiful, timeless fragrance and still one of my absolute favorites. I've told you guys before that if I could only keep one perfume forever, I actually think it would be Mon Guerlain. Of course, that would be something I don't want to do because I like having a perfume for warmer days, daytime, nighttime. I like having a little bit of variety in my collection, but if I could only choose one, like if that was something that actually happened, I would choose Mon Guerlain. So the notes that you have in here are lavender, bergamot, iris, jasmine sambac, rose, Tahitian vanilla, coumarin, Australian sandalwood, licorice, benzoin, and patchouli. Oh gosh. This is such an intoxicating, beautiful fragrance, and a lot of people just refer to it simply as a lavender vanilla perfume. There's tons of lavender vanilla perfumes out there. What I think really makes this one special is the licorice. I've told you guys that before, but there is this creamy sandalwood, and there's also this slightly, almost kind of sweet, like almost purple smelling licorice vibe that's in here, and it gives it just this very special twist, this little kick, similar to something like you might find in a Lolita Lempicka fragrance. I believe that there's licorice in Lolita Lempicka. That one's also very sweet. This one isn't as sweet. This one definitely is more creamy. It's warm, it's vanillic, it's a little bit fresh, it's pretty floral, but oh my God, it just gets better and better every single year. I'm telling you, I love this perfume more and more every single year. And this is also a massive compliment getter. The last time I wore this to work, and I do try not to wear perfumes to work too often because I work in healthcare, so I try to be mindful of policies and I try to be mindful of other people that are around me and all of that kind of stuff. But I did wear this to work, and both my patient and my patient's family that I spent a lot of time with that night, both of them complimented me and said that I smelled really, really nice, and actually asked me to write down the name of the perfume because the gentleman wanted to get it for his wife. So yeah, just a huge compliment getter, and it's also just very easy to wear. It's very soft. It's comforting. I like this one more for the fall and the winter because it is more of that comforting, cozy fragrance. And again, I'm so happy that I have fewer perfumes because I definitely don't want this to go bad. I actually have a backup of this perfume. This one I think will be, this is just so stunning, you guys. I cannot get enough. It's so good. And it's probably what I would say one of my signature scents. I wear a lot of perfumes, but this is one that I wear a lot, more so than some of the other ones. So that is Mon Guerlain. All right, you guys, so this next one is a little bit more of a flirty, youthful fragrance, but I absolutely love this perfume, and I still love it just as much now as I did when I first got it in my collection. This is Gold Couture from Viva La Juicy, or Juicy Couture. And this has notes of wild berries, gardenia, lily of the valley, honeysuckle, jasmine sambac, vanilla orchid, caramel, vanilla, sandalwood, and praline. This is a very sweet fragrance. It's a sweet caramel floral. I love that they have that kind of sexy jasmine in there. I also love vanilla orchid. And this perfume, you guys, is kind of my like sexy date night perfume. Not one that I would wear when I go out because it doesn't have very good projection and it doesn't have a great sillage or anything like that. So when I'm actually going out, I wear other perfumes. But for those kind of cozy nights in just with my boyfriend, when I want to smell a little bit flirty, and it's just me and him, this is the one that I pull out 9 times out of 10 because it is just perfect for those occasions, if you know what I mean. So it has this really fun bottle. I love the black lace. I love the pink writing. Everything about it just screams flirty and fun and feminine. And yeah, I love it, you guys. Like, this is such a good caramel perfume. If you are a caramel perfume junkie or lover, you definitely need to give this one a shot. Something that this one smells kind of similar to, and at times I have considered switching it out, but I'm glad that I didn't because I just love this one so much. But one that I have considered switching out is the Gucci Gorgeous Gardenia. That one is very, very similar. It smells very similar to this perfume. It's very sweet. It's very floral. And another one that this smells similar to is Jessica Simpson Fancy. This one, however, is just a little bit more sexy. I would say this one is definitely more in the flirty, sexy direction. Not something I wear a lot, but it's perfect when the occasion strikes. And yeah, it's just such a fun, girly, flirty fragrance, and I love it. So that is Gold Couture. Okay, guys, and this next perfume also has a cult following. This is one of my favorite perfumes of all time, one of my favorite vanillas, but just in general, one of my favorite perfumes. This is Kayali Vanilla 28, and this has notes of vanilla orchid, jasmine, brown sugar, tonka bean, amber, amberwood, musk, and patchouli. So you guys can see that I have a type. I like floral fragrances, especially jasmine fragrances, and vanilla orchid, and I also love my vanilla fragrances. Vanilla is just one of my favorite notes in a perfume. I also do like the odd freshie, but yeah, I really love my vanillin type of fragrances. So this one has really dark juice because it is one of my oldest bottles. I also have a backup of this perfume. I try not to keep too many backups, but perfumes I do have backups of are this one and Mon Guerlain. So 2 of my favorites. Didn't want to run out. And also in the back of my head, I'm always worried they're going to reformulate my favorite perfumes. And this is just a very sweet, ambery, warm vanilla. It's also quite sugary. This one I like to wear again a little bit more in the fall and the winter. It's a very warm perfume, but it's also very versatile. You could wear this any time of day, any time of year, day or night. You could use that as a signature scent. You could wear it to school if you go to university or something, and you could also wear it for a date night. So it's an extremely versatile fragrance that also layers well with lots of other perfumes, and I just absolutely love it. I also love the bottle. So that is Cali Vanilla 28. All right, the next perfume, you guys, is a Chanel fragrance, and I absolutely love Chanel perfumes. They're one of my favorite perfume houses. Throughout the years, I have owned many, many Chanel perfumes. I think at one time I had about 6 or 7 Chanel fragrances in my collection. Since I have whittled it down, I now only have 2 left. This is one of them, so that tells you how much I really enjoy this scent. This one was actually in the declutter bin for a while. I wasn't sure if I wanted it anymore because I just hadn't been reaching for it as much. And when I told you guys in the beginning of the video that there was one perfume that I'm sometimes on the fence about, this is that perfume. It's not that I don't love it, I do. It's just that sometimes I think I would like to replace it with either the EDP version, the Eau de Parfum version, or maybe like Chanso Fresh or Chanso Vive or something like that. Sometimes I just get a little bit tired of the DNA, but it is a stunning, beautiful patchouli fragrance. So this is essentially a floral, fruity patchouli. It's quite fresh. It has a little bit of a sweet fruitiness to it, and it also has a bit of an earthiness to it. So you have a very like dry patchouli in here. You also have pink pepper, pineapple, hyacinth, iris, lemon, jasmine, rose, more patchouli in the base, musk, vetiver, and a little tiny bit of vanilla. So this is kind of a fresh but also earthy, kind of a dry green patchouli fragrance, and I absolutely love it. It's very quintessentially Chanel. It's unmistakable, and I always feel very elegant and very polished when I wear Chanel. So the way that you guys can tell, if you ever see people talk about Chanel perfumes and you're not sure which one it is, the ones with the clear cap like this one are Eau de Toilette. The ones with the metallic cap are the Eau de Parfum. So this one's Eau de Toilette. Yeah, I just love me some Chanel. I cannot tell you. So sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit tired of this, but you just can't go wrong with Chanel, you guys. Like, you just can't. It's just so classy and elegant. And like I said, every time I wear this perfume, I feel super polished and put together. It's fresh enough that I can wear it to the gym, but it's also warm enough that I can wear it even for like a date night. It's very sexy. There's something about it that screams classy, sexy, clean girl. I don't know why. I just love it. Boyfriend loves it. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Bleu de Chanel for men. I've often told you guys that Bleu de Chanel, which is designed for men, is kind of like the masculine version of this one. This one's a little bit more feminine. I think I'm going to make this one my scent of the day, actually. Yeah, I'm so glad that this didn't sell. I was trying to sell it for a while and it just never sold. And I'm actually so glad it didn't because I just really love this perfume. There's a reason why I've had it in my collection for so long, and at one point this was my absolute all-time favorite Chanel perfume. So that is Chanel Chance Eau de Toilette. Hey guys, this is me from the future. When I'm editing this video, I realized I did not share with you my Gabrielle Essence. I still have Gabrielle Essence in my collection, and somehow I just completely forgot to pull it off the shelf and share it with you guys. But Gabrielle Essence is my other Chanel perfume that I currently have. I like it a lot more than Chance Eau de Toilette. I just find that it's a little bit more modern, and Gabrielle Essence is kind of like a slightly fruity, very floral, little bit of a vanillic, little bit of a musky fragrance. It's extremely classy. It has a little bit of a youthful, modern twist to it. I always tell people, and you're probably tired of hearing me say it, but if you're tired of Coco Mademoiselle and you don't like the Chance perfumes, definitely try Gabrielle or Gabrielle Essence. Both of them are amazing, and like I say, they're a little bit more modern, so they're like a really nice kind of a youthful, fresh take on a classic Chanel perfume. They've got white florals, yellow florals, really just a ton of notes in there. There's even a tiny bit of coconut, just an all-around beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It is one of my absolute favorite. You guys will see it at the end, because at the end of the video I'm going to show you all the perfumes together and where I keep them, so you'll see it sitting there. But yeah, Can't believe I forgot to mention that one because it's definitely one of my favorites. But anyway, okay, back to the video. Okay, and going forward, all of the perfumes that I have pretty much kind of been in my collection the same amount of time, except for one of them, I think. Two of them. So this is Dior Poison Girl. This is currently the only Dior perfume I have in my collection. This one is really nice though. This is a very easy reach perfume. And this is a really sweet kind of an orange creamsicle vanilla almond fragrance. This is the Eau de Parfum version. I do recommend Eau de Parfum if you're going to get this perfume, not the Eau de Toilette. Eau de Toilette is what is currently readily available in most stores. The Eau de Toilette doesn't have the best performance or staying power. The Eau de Parfum has a lot more presence and body and better staying power, and you can get this online at places like Fragrance Buy for a pretty good deal. So the notes that you have in here are bitter orange, lemon, damask rose, grass rose, orange blossom, vanilla, tonka bean, Toulouse balsam, sandalwood, cashmere, and heliotrope. So this is a very warm, cozy, slightly powdery, almondy, nutty, creamsicle kind of a fragrance. And yeah, I don't know. I just still love this one. It's just such an easy reach. And actually, I like to layer this one with another one coming up that I'll share with you. Which is another one of my favorite perfumes, which is pretty new to my collection. I'm surprised that it stuck around actually, because oftentimes I find myself always going back to just my favorites, my OG, but this other one has become a favorite. And I like to layer this one with Armani Privé Santal Dancha, believe it or not. So because this one is so sweet and so creamsicle-y and so feminine and so flirty, it sometimes lends itself to being almost a little too sweet, but if I layer it with the crisp, fresh creaminess of the Santal Dancha, it just gives it something, and it just smells very elevated but very feminine and beautiful. I don't know how to describe it, but if you ever get the opportunity, try wearing this one and Santal Dancha and tell me you are not obsessed with the way your shirt smells. So it's a really beautiful fragrance to layer, and it's just a really easy kind of a sexy, young grab and go when you don't know what to wear. It just doesn't fail. It just always smells good. This is a 90 ml bottle, and you can see I already have a dent, so I do wear this one quite a bit. I really love it. This is Poison Girl from Dior. All right, so since I was telling you about my layering combination, we may as well talk about the perfume I was referring to next. This is Armani Privé's Santal Dancha. This is one that I smelled at the perfume counter twice, like on two separate vacations, two separate trips, and really liked it. And finally, I decided to order a bottle because it just kind of stuck in my mind. It was that perfume that I couldn't stop thinking about, and I do not regret it for a second. I absolutely love this fragrance. As you can probably imagine, this is a sandalwood perfume. That is what Santal means. And this is an Eau de Toilette, but don't let the fact that it's an Eau de Toilette deter you from wanting to try it, because it actually has really good longevity both on skin and on clothing. And this has notes of Calabrian bergamot, cardamom, violet leaf, musk, elemi, olibanum, sandalwood, Virginia cedar, and dreamwood. And what I like about this one, oh my God, it's so stunning. It is so beautiful. There's something about a fresh, creamy sandalwood that just screams sophistication. This one reminds me a little bit of Le Labo Santal 33, which, to be honest, you guys, I used to really not jive with that perfume, but I feel like maybe one day I could potentially own Le Labo Santal 33. Maybe once I go through this bottle, or I'm not sure, maybe I'll try it again, but there is something very sophisticated about sandalwood. I don't know what it is. You just cannot beat a good sandalwood perfume. It smells expensive. It smells rich. This one in particular, I really like because it is not as dry or thick or rich or creamy as the original Santal 33. This one is a little bit fresher. It has a lot of bergamot in it, and so it has this really nice kind of summertime freshness to it. God, it's just stunning. And then there's also that cardamom in here. So there's a little bit of this kind of warm, woody spice. You guys, you have to try this. It's just so beautiful. It has a little bit of a sweetness to it as well. The original, I keep saying original, they're two different perfumes, but Le Labo Santal 33 is a little bit thicker, richer, denser, more dry, more scratchy, more masculine, like more unisex. I feel like this one is also unisex, but I feel like this one leans a little feminine. There's something feminine, elegant in here, and just wow, like just wow, you guys. And layered with something sweet like the Poison Girl or maybe Cali Vanilla or something like that, it just gives it a little something. So I'm obsessed with this one. This one could easily be a signature scent of mine as well. It just smells effortlessly classy. And yeah, can't get enough. Armani Privé Santal Dancha. All right, you guys, now we have La Creme de la Creme, if you will. This is my most expensive perfume in my collection. I've had this one for about 2 years. I'm obsessed. I continue to be obsessed. I continue to wear it. This was a blind buy, if you can imagine, back in those days when I would blind buy a $500 perfume and hope that it worked. How crazy, but I don't live anywhere near Saks or Neiman's. I have to travel thousands of miles to visit Saks or Neiman's. So yeah, you know, your girl's got to do what she has to do. But we don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. So this is Christian Louboutin Louis Rouge. It comes in a beautiful bottle with a really heavy ornate cap, which I did remove because it's very heavy. And you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but look at that dent, you guys. I continue to put a dent in here. I continue to wear this perfume and I just love it. It only has 3 notes, which is vanilla, cardamom, and iris. So it has this beautiful, cool, smooth, airy, pillowy sort of vanilla. And then it has this very subtle, soft spiciness to it. This little bit of a woody kind of a scent. I think they said this perfume was inspired by a Paris cabaret. So if you can imagine lipstick, beautiful women in red high heels, feathers, this kind of air of like feminine sexuality, but also like dark, woody, kind of soft, vintagey. I don't know. It's just like, that's what this perfume screams to me. It screams to me sexy, vintage, feminine, classic. Yeah, that's maybe the best way I can put it. Oh, so good. So good. I will never get tired of this perfume. And it reminds me of being on really nice vacations with my boyfriend, because I pretty much always make this my scent of my vacation when I go. I just fill up a little Travelo and I bring it with me. And I wore this on our last vacation and it just never gets old. It smells very feminine, vanillic, warm. It's just beautiful. It has this coldness to it. Yeah, it just smells so good. I'll never get tired of this perfume, and I hope that they never discontinue it or reformulate it, because this will be a repurchase. Even though the bottle is super bright, doesn't match anything in my room, I can't really put it out on my dresser because it's just too much. But I keep all my perfumes stored in the closet anyway. But yeah, I just am obsessed with this fragrance, and it makes me really happy because I'm a huge fan of the Louboutin high heels as well, and this perfume pairs perfectly with a pair of Louboutin high heels. So if that gives you a bit of an idea, kind of the vibe. But love this one. That is Christian Louboutin Louis Rouge. All right, you guys, the next one is actually a tester bottle, and I've removed most of the thing that was on here. My local store sold this to me when they discontinued this perfume. So unfortunately, this one is discontinued. It's the only one in today's video that you cannot buy anymore, which I'm really sad about. Oh, I lied. I have one other backup bottle. I have a backup of this. So I have Mon Guerlain, Cali Vanilla, and I have a backup of this one as well. And I'm so sad that they discontinued this. I don't know why they would, and I'm going to have to find something to replace it with when I'm through all of the bottles. I might just start wearing the original code, but this is Armani code SATIN. This came out a few years ago, and when it first came out, I remember it being so bold and so powerful and so intense, and it kind of got mixed reviews. Like, a lot of people love it, some people don't love it. I'm obsessed. So this to me smells like the original code, except it has an added note of kind of a chocolatey praline accord. So it's still kind of fresh. It's still a little bit gingery. It still has this beautiful jasmine orange blossom accord, which the original one had. So it kind of still smells shampooey and fresh, but also has this super sexy, like chocolatey vanilla in the base. So it has other notes of sorbet, pear, neroli, cacao. It's got patchouli, and I'm obsessed. So this one, oh my gosh, why did they discontinue the best perfumes? This one is also one of the few that my boyfriend will actually compliment me on. He doesn't always mention if I'm wearing a perfume. He doesn't always go out of his way to tell me, wow, you smell good. But when I wear this one, he goes out of his way to tell me I smell good. It has this sexiness to it that only Armani can do. I'm a huge fan of Armani perfumes. I In fact, my boyfriend loves wearing Armani as well, and I think that the Armani men's fragrances are super sexy. They're just classy. You can't go wrong. They're fresh. They're sophisticated, but they also have this undeniable like sex appeal about them. And I don't care what anyone says. The original Acqua di Gio gets my vote any day, and that's actually my boyfriend's signature scent. So I just feel like Armani cannot go wrong. And yeah, this one's just really good. So this one I reserve pretty much specifically for date nights or spending the day with my partner, just because it does make me feel some sort of way. It definitely makes me feel really feminine and very sexy. So on those days when I just want to feel a little extra flirtatious, a little extra feminine, a little sexy, this is one of the ones I reach for sure. And this would be an example of one I would wear for like a night out if we're going out, as opposed to the Gold Couture, which is more like nights in, if you know what I mean. So that is Armani Code Satin. Okay, you guys, we are nearing the end of my video, and the second last perfume in my collection is Black Opium Le Parfum from Yves Saint Laurent. So I have owned at this point every single Black Opium that has ever been released, with the exception of the Floral Shock. That's how long I've been doing this and how long I've been buying and experimenting with perfumes. Like I said, so glad I'm no longer doing that, you guys. I'm out of the cycle of constantly needing to get more perfumes and whatever. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in another video. But I have owned every single Black Opium, and I have let them all go in favor of the Black Opium Le Parfum. All of them are really good. All of them have the same kind of pear, jasmine, vanilla, coffee accord that goes through all of the Black Opium perfumes. But I really did enjoy all of them. I really like the Neon. I really like the Illicit Green, the Extreme, the Nuit Blanche. They're all very, very good. The one that kind of won my heart, though, is the Le Parfum. And the reason this one won my heart is because this one has way more vanilla than any of the other Black Opiums. This one also has the addition of solar notes, which if you don't know what solar notes smell like, I've never obviously smelled them by themselves, but the way that I imagine solar notes is kind of like a sunny, warm almond hug. It's kind of like a hug on a warm summer's day, but with this kind of like almost like heliotrope almond accord is kind of what I get from it. Every single perfume I've ever smelled that has solar notes almost feels like kind of warm, sunny, and a little bit nutty. I don't know if that's accurate. That's just what I get. So this one has notes of pear, cinnamon, green mandarin, solar notes, jasmine sambac, orange blossom, Madagascar vanilla, bourbon vanilla, vanilla absolute. So 3 different types of vanilla. Coffee, vanilla orchid, and patchouli. So love that they've put vanilla orchid in here as well, but there's essentially 4 different types of vanilla in this perfume, and then you have that typical Black Opium DNA running through it as well. And this one, you guys, is just another easy reach. It's just another really easy grab and go. I have worn this so much since I've gotten it. You can't really see the dent where the dent is in here, but if you could see it, I would say it's probably about there, like maybe 15 or 20% of the bottle is gone, which says a lot because up until recently, I was trying a lot of new perfumes and getting a lot of new perfumes in the mail and stuff like that. It just smells so nice. It's just like an easy reach. And this one is a little bit more appropriate for summertime, daytime compared to a lot of the other Black Opiums. A lot of the Black Opiums kind of smell a little bit clubby, nighttime, sexy, night out. This one is a little bit more daytime, a little bit more summer. So it's super versatile and you can wear it all the time, anywhere. Doesn't necessarily give off the vibe of like going out. Whereas I feel like a lot of the other Black Opiums kind of were really good going out perfumes. But yeah, this one's also a compliment getter, and I just really love the way that it smells. I can't get enough of the vanilla, pear, coffee, jasmine thing. I will always love Black Opium, even though a lot of people say it's very basic and so many people have it. There's a reason so many people have it. So that is Black Opium Le Parfum. Alright, and the last perfume in my collection is from KILIAN, and this is Princess, or I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. I'm really glad that they changed the bottle packaging of this perfume. It used to be in that round bottle with the square base. I'm really glad that they just made it a basic black bottle like this, and I absolutely love this scent, you guys. So this is another one that I kind of went back and forth with over the years. Really liked it when I first smelled it. Didn't really know if it was my favorite. Didn't know if I needed it. Coming back to it again a little bit later on, which sometimes you have to do. Sometimes you just have to give things a little bit of time and your taste change and stuff. I love this fragrance. I cannot get enough of this fragrance, so that's why it ended up being one of my final Perfumes when I did my big declutter. So the notes that you have in here are lemon, green tea, ginger, peach, hedione, jasmine, apple, marshmallow, vanilla, and benzoin. So this is, oh my god, it's so good. Oh, I can't tell you guys how much I love this. So this is basically a fluffy marshmallow green tea fragrance. It definitely has this green tea quality about it, which I really like. It makes it a little bit more unique. But at the end of the day, it's just a really nice, feminine, fluffy marshmallow. And I really like this one, again, a little bit more for the colder weather. Again, you can wear them anytime. This one has really good longevity, and I just love wearing it. Like, I love how my shirt smells when I wear it. I love catching it on myself when I'm out and about doing things. I just think it makes you smell irresistible, just really irresistible and delicious, but also fluffy, warm, and cozy. That's how I would describe this one. So yeah, it's amazing. Not much else to say about it other than that. That is KILIAN Princess, and that is the final one in my collection. So you guys, that's it for my perfume collection, and I do keep my perfumes in the closet on the top shelf of this stand here, just because I like to keep them protected from heat, light, and whatever, and that way they will just last a little bit longer. So I do keep them in my closet, but yeah, they do fit all on a tray, like they would all fit on a tray. Sorry, it's gonna get a little bit dark here, but I just don't have them on a tray because I don't really need them to be, because they're kind of tucked away here, and I do like the way that they look. I like the way that they look in the closet. When I'm getting ready in the morning, I can choose an outfit, choose a pair of shoes, and pick a perfume as well. And so I really like the way that they're all set out here. It's just really easy to grab and go. Because I only have 12, it's so easy for me to decide what I'm going to wear. And like I say, lately, I've been gravitating mostly toward Santal Dansha, either by itself or with Poison Girl. I've been wearing my Chanel Chance EDT a little bit more. I wore Luby Rouge when I went on vacation last. That's probably about it. And also another one that I have been wearing a little bit because it was sent to me in PR, and I'm still not sure if I'm gonna add it to my collection or pass it along to somebody. But the other one is the Kelly Wedding, the Silk Santal Wedding. That one is just really beautiful, and I've been really enjoying that one too. But I haven't officially adopted it into my collection because I'm super careful now when I get perfume sent to me, because I don't want this to just go crazy again. I don't want to grow this out of what's the word? Control. That's the word. I don't want this to go crazy and go out of control again. So I'm super careful what I bring into my collection, what I put on the shelf, because it's too easy to get perfume sent to you and then go down that slippery slope of purchasing perfumes, and before you know it, you end up with like tons and tons of fragrances again. So I'm just a little bit careful. So I do still have the Silk Santal, and I am still wearing it and experimenting with it. It's a beautiful fragrance. Definitely check it out if you like any of the Kelly perfumes. It's very much my aesthetic. Like the Kelly Silk Santal is very much my aesthetic. So yeah, that one might be one that I decide to keep permanently and adopt into my little rotation. But that's just another little tip that I have for you guys is if you tend to accumulate a lot of stuff, try to keep your own collections of things small. Like, try not just to let them keep accumulating and go crazy. Keep them in kind of a trial bin, you know, until you really know. And it just kind of helps falling down that slippery slope of letting things grow out of control. But yeah, that's it for today's perfume video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.